Anything them put for me to take me down. Any weapon formed against me, I go jump and pass. Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I just want to share with you how I process my vegetables. This is country jama or garden huckleberry that I cultivate right in my own backyard. So I just want to share with you how I process this for storage for use later on. After harvesting the vegetables from the garden, the first thing you have to do is pick the leaves off of the stem, and this is a very labor-intensive process. Usually it's done by hand, but truth be told, I have used tools like scissors before to do this. Actually, you should try this. So next, I have to wash the country jama or the garden huckleberry, and I'm going to triple wash it. And the reason why I'm triple washing it is to remove any bugs that might be there, and most of all sand or soil. There's a lot of sand and soil. This thing grows from the ground, and so you have to wash it many times to ensure that you don't end up with sand when you cook it, and it's not really good when you're trying to eat your vegetables and then you bite on sand or some piece of gravel. It's not good. I am going to use my sink to wash my vegetables. It's already been washed and disinfected. I am adding salt, and the reason why I'm adding salt to the washing water is to change the density of the water. This makes it easier for some particles to fall to the bottom of the sink, some unwanted particles. I'm using a knife to cut the jamso or the huckleberry further into smaller pieces because these are very big. If the leaves were smaller, I will have no reason to cut them up into pieces. To take you down. Any weapon formed against you, jump and pass. Jump and pass. I'm going to continue the washing process, washing it over and over and over, at least 2 to 3 times. It just depends on how dirty, quote unquote, your vegetables are. Some vegetables might have a lot of soil, a lot of sand. You may need to wash more, but just keep an eye. And if you're thinking I'm wasting water, remember I added salt to the water, so I don't want to use that salty water to water my plants with. That's why it's going in the sink. Yes, that's just baby boy there giving me my morning hug and contemplating what he will have for breakfast. After washing your vegetables, we have to drain all of that excess water from the washing. I'm using my salad spinner to help me do this, but if you don't have a salad spinner, what you can do is just let gravity help you. What I mean is just put the vegetables in a big pot or container, whatever, and let it sit there for a while. The water would naturally drain to the bottom, and you can separate that before cooking. But if you have gadgets like I do, now is the perfect time to use the gadget. So use that salad spinner and remove some of that excess water. We don't want to dilute the nutrients in the excess water. That's why we are removing it before cooking. There will be enough water left to steam the vegetables with. Do not worry at all. Most vegetables are like 70 to 90% water. So use the biggest pot that you have, because now it's time for us to steam our veggies. Grab the biggest pot, and you will see me carefully tucking in all the excess leaves, making sure everything fits in the pot. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can fit the lid as tightly as possible, and we don't want any leaves hanging out. They start to burn when you cook them. Now it's time to steam our vegetables. I am going to put something heavy on top of the pot to keep the lid down. We want to conserve the steam as much as possible. So we're gonna cook for 10 minutes on one side, and then it's time to flip the vegetables over This is very, very tricky. Just watch what I'm doing there. This is how my mother taught me. So gather everything in the middle and very carefully try to maneuver your way through it and flip it. And after we flip it, we're gonna cook for 5 more minutes and it's done. You don't want to overcook the veggies because then you dilute the nutrients once more. This is how we test for doneness. Just use the tip of a metal spoon like this one and kind of like push it down, and if it goes through easily, then it's done. If you suffer resistance, like you can't punch it right to the bottom, then you have to cook it for a little more. At this point, if I were to cook the vegetables like cook it to eat today, I would just add oil and boil it with some pepper and be done with it, and that's good enough to eat with fufu. But because we are going to preserve this for later, it will be saved. I'm straining off the excess cooking water again because I'm not eating that today. So you can use any strainer that you have or just drain it directly from the pot. And that's it, guys. You just let the vegetables cool down and then put them in freezable bags like this one. Make sure you label it with the content and the date. Baby boy has his breakfast. He just made his eggs and I'm also done. Thank you so much for watching. Let me remind you again to subscribe if you have not yet done so. If you have any questions or concerns, let's continue this conversation in the description box. As always, I appreciate your time and your support with my channel. Don't go without leaving a thumbs up. Music credits thanks to Melbia Quen. She's on YouTube. Check it out. Check her out. Bye and have a blessed day.